Do you guys ever think about clingy villains?
Like, yeah, people that have like, the thought of them just constantly being attached to you just seems like the worst thing.
Five clinger.
Stage
Stage
five, though.
five clinger.
That's intense.
I mean, I was just thinking about it, and I'm like, obviously Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hands down, top of the list, I would have to say.
Some people might think like all Batman villains are clingy, but no, they like to just do their dirt and keep it moving.
Right.
Sometimes they think it's easier to take out the Batman, so they can keep moving. But Joker, he's got an obsession,
Mhm.
and it's
Yeah. It's pretty weird.
guys. I don't know if you guys noticed.
Yeah, no, I mean, like the like when I hear clingy villain, I 100% automatically go to this villain from My Hero Academia, and like he's only in one episode, and his name, it took a while to figure out what his name was just because he's so random, but his name is Ending. And in that show, like, he's trying to get the number one hero Endeavor to just basically kill him. So he's determined to make it happen. Like, Endeavor put him in jail once, and like he obsessed over Endeavor, viewing him as a true hero and wanting to like die by his hand. So that he kidnaps dude's son to get him to come and kill him. Yeah, so
Jeez.
I think of Ending, because that's a level of intense that I would never be able to understand.
That's pretty intense. Maybe he thinks nobody is the beginning to him ending,
Yep,
the
yep.
end, I
Oh,
guess.
good one. Yeah, I like that.
Endeavor and no, okay, no, sorry.
I mean, there's probably something there. But yeah, man, like he's on that list for me. Also like Doctor Doom, like his obsession with the Fantastic Four. Also, I
Oh,
think probably one of the best villains ever. I love his story, and I love just how he truly does make it his sole focus to ruin this family's life.
Really?
yeah.
You bastard! You bastard! You've done this. You've ruined me. No, Doctor Doom, Victor. That was you. You just keep.
Ruined yourself, buddy.
Man, like it bums me out that those like the Fantastic Four haven't been like treated well. Because
Ape with the loincloth isn't helping anything.
yeah, and well, also I forgot that they did this version of the movie with Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan, and I was like, wait, oh my god, that's right. And
They did do that.
that movie was awful. That's
They
why I
did
think
do
I
that.
forgot, because it was so bad.
I still haven't watched it.
Don't.
Don't. Yeah, it's really not worth it.
Fuss us, but I don't know. I'm still curious. I might watch it.
Yeah.
Fair. But yeah,
I get it.
I just remember it being, I'm like, this is bad. Ooh, this one's rough.
It was something for me.
Right.
It wasn't good, but it was something.
It
Right.
wasn't.
You know.
Well, like, and oh, I guess another clingy villain. God, I'm running through all of them in my head right now. Michael Myers.
Oh, good
For
one.
the season, like, since it's Halloween time, like, yeah, Michael Myers,
He's
100% clingy.
the clingiest.
I mean, when you think about it, he was walking miles to get after
Dude, yeah.
people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, his cardio was crazy.
He was enduring all the elements,
Yeah.
just taking nature.
And like, also, let's think about this.
Yeah,
Homie probably
full
isn't
force.
stopping to use the bathroom, so he's definitely covered in his own piss and
Yeah,
shit.
he had depends on. He had to have some depends or
that
some type of adult diapers.
He hasn't
for those
changed
hikes.
his uniform in a while, and I've
Yeah.
seen him, take a piss or anything. He just walking and going, just
God, the rash. This
yeah.
must be awful.
Oh man, could you imagine?
Yeah, that's a good one. Now one of my favorite Clingy villains is Eobard Thawne, Reverse Flash.
Oh, good one. That is a good one.
Insanely
Yeah.
clingy. Like he's up there with Joker with like the sadistic personal grudge feats that he's done.
Right.
Yeah.
Real weird man.
Yeah,
Oh,
pretty
and
bad.
I love the way they portray him in some of the DC animated movies. I haven't watched the live action Flash like CW series. I've heard good things. I know he's in
It's
that
pretty
in
good.
some aspect. But yeah, I love the way he's portrayed in those movies, man. Like they like truly just show that he is like a sociopathic like, genius. So like the way he messes with Flash's life to basically cause Flash to go back in time to try to save his mom. And he does it. So Flash goes back in time, saves his mom, and it was all part of Reverse Flash's plan to basically ruin his life. Basically
Yep.
make him powerless, and also the world is on the brink of war between the Amazons and Atlantis.
Let's see, we got 10 things that Eobard has done to Barry. He stole Barry's identity, tried to murder Barry, obviously, probably numerous of times, took over the Flashpoint reality,
Yep, that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Flashpoint.
Yeah.
tried
Yeah,
to murder
Flashpoint.
Iris West, that's obviously he would try that, vibrated Barry's childhood friend out of existence. Holy fucking shit.
That's crazy.
you
That's wild.
he took out a child. This child had
It's a
nothing. Like and
You
also
know?
and vibrating you out of existence, like that's terrible. That's got to be the
That's
worst
next
feeling.
level.
tortured Wally West,
Yep.
caused Barry
Yeah.
to kill Johnny Quick, turned Barry's kids evil. Damn.
See again with the kids. He has a thing about the kid. Yeah.
Iris West, and killed Barry's mother and framed his father, which is the number one most hateful thing.
Number one, yeah.
Number one hater
Yeah.
of the year.
It might be, I mean, after all that, it might be Eobard for me. He might be number one. Because that's pretty
Joker's done some wild things.
well, yeah.
Seen the Injustice saga. Like
Yeah. Yep. Getting Superman to kill Lois Lane and their unborn child.
and,
Like,
and
oof.
my last
Yeah.
person on this list, he's not that high up, but he's like just kind of one person that embodies this is Vegeta.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's
That's fair.
like, come on, man, move on. You're so strong, but the smartest, most richest, woman on earth in the universe, probably. She created a time machine. Just like, call him Goku. Stop saying Kakarot all the time.
Nope, he can't. Listen, it's the Saiyan way. It's the Saiyan way.
When he's sitting on the couch and talking to his therapist, I wonder if that's like his final test that he or she always tries to get him to pass. It's like, go ahead, do it. Change his name in your phone from Kakarot to Goku. I won't do it. No, not ready. This is too much. I'm out of here.
He just starts crying.
Kakarot. He's like,
That's hilarious.
But yeah, man, that is a good one. Vegeta is a really good one. Because like he gets so clingy that he turns good. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna change for you just so I can follow you around.
Can't beat you, so I'll join you so I can do your workout regimen who I can pass you and then kick your ass. When he secretly doesn't even want to kick his ass anymore.
Oh,
he's
it's
struggling.
not even that much of a secret. He only does it during like the Boo series because he's like, well, this is actually a really good opportunity.
And then he saves the world. So.
Yeah. So,
or tries to. But welcome to the Nerdcast Podcast, nerd.
That was great. I love
that. I don't know. I like that question. I was pondering it for a while. So let me just ask the guys, see what they're thinking about. So
good thinking. I appreciate that.
It seems like a long time to you guys, which it has been. Not to us, because we did try to do an episode and, the file was corrupted. Technology. Whatever. What are we gonna do? But we got M. Dot back.
Yep.
Always good. Always fun.
It's been a while.
Here. Wemby, sir. He has debuted. First game was not breathtaking.
Not so hot.
But it was still like jarring to see him out there, like the way he blocked Kyrie Irving's shot, that fadeaway, and like it was ridiculous, and how scared everyone is to shoot around him. Like,
right.
Who was it? I think it was Bomani Jones. Maybe it was Bomani Jones or somebody on the show. They said they should create a new stat, like shots not taken, because
that's
about to take like people's regular shots and they won't take them because he's right there. Like he's helping. He's like on the help side defense while standing in the paint, like for everyone. Like in all five, he can get there in like half a step if he has to step at all. Like ridiculous. And then his second game was pretty
better, much better.
Yeah,
much better.
That was pretty good.
I mean, it's pretty crazy when you got a player that can cover all the way out to the 3-point line, even from standing in the paint. Like preseason, when he blocked that shot from Wiggins, he was at the top of the key and he came from like inside the paint. Like it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, man. Like he's he's a freak of nature. Like there's no other way around it. Like he's gonna be fun to watch in the league, but also, man, when it comes to playoff times and like with they make it to the finals, like that's with him on the team, it's almost like a guaranteed thing. Because again, he's following in the footsteps of two of the greatest bigs. So
yeah,
especially with Pop as his coach, I think this will be a resurgence for the Spurs because they've been in limbo here for a bit since they especially couldn't make it work with Kawhi.
Yeah, it's been insane. Like the blocks he may get defensive player of the year his first year, his rookie season.
Oh, yeah, entirely possible.
I'm already sure he's gonna get rookie of the year. Like it's
definitely rookie of the
year.
Yeah. And
Pop, no way around that. 100%.
And Pop has given him like the green light offensively. He's like, just go out there and like just find you.
Right. He's got carte blanche to just
it's usually
let it fly.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a Spurs Popovich, tactic, but I like it. I think it's gonna be good for him. And then he was like a booster shot for the entire team. Like I can't tell you any of these guys' names, but they were flying out there. Like, and then their second game where he was good, like there was like 2 or 3 other people that got 20 plus points. Like the Spurs, problem. They may be a little bit of a problem. Like who knows? They may get in a play-in tournament. They may make some noise.
Yeah, I think that core is developing over there. Another one of the guys I saw in the first game and the second game was it's either pronounced Paxel or Pascal. Guy with the dreads. He's tough. Like he was dropping buckets. I mean, he's tough.
Yeah,
he's tough. So he's looking good. They got a little spot over there.
Yeah, definitely. They're looking good. You know who else is looking good, and I did not think it'd be like this. Porzingis.
That's true. Yeah, he's made Boston work.
I did not think they got better after that trade. I was like, I mean, Drew Holiday, he's not better than Marcus Smart right now per se. He's definitely on his way out of the league. You know, his words too. Like for the past few years, he's been like
Yep.
air on like retirement, and then like you give away Robert Williams and Grant Williams. Like all three of these guys are like the heart of the defense, and you get back injured. Not what he used to be, Porzingis and Drew Holiday, and I forgot the other part of the trade, but Porzingis has been. Whew.
Oh, and yeah, it sent Williams to Portland to play behind DeAndre Ayton.
Wait, who? Grant Williams?
No.
No. Oh, yeah. Whatchamacallit? Yeah. I didn't like that. They shouldn't have gave him.
Yeah, but I mean, like they're doing. Seems like they did well in the trade. It was like a good move for them because Porzingis is playing very well. I mean, hopefully keep it up, but I mean, so far he's looking really good. And I said it was not going to go well for him. He hasn't blocked shots like that. He hasn't caught alley oops like that since like the Knicks, like him first getting there.
Yeah, and like I think that that's like a big thing he's been missing is, or like a big thing that everyone really thought of him was he was going to be able to carry a team alone, basically. And that's not really the type of player he is. Like he's really, really good, but unless he has some true all-stars on his team, like he's just not going to shine in the right type of way.
They tried that in Dallas.
Yep, and like with him and Luka, it just didn't work out.
Yeah, he didn't want to be the second fiddle to Luka. Like that was completely his fault.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like he wasn't playing enough to argue that. So like he should have been doing that in Dallas, and he probably would have been, closer to getting a ring than he is now.
Yeah, and I think that's just because that was off like way closer to a time where he was like coming off of that hype of him as like the time with the Knicks.
Unicorn.
Yep. But like, hey man, it's kind of cool to see him have this resurgence, but also like you got to think like it's also like Tatum dishing him up too. It's like you have a lot of great players around you. So yeah, it's the only way he's really looking good. Because he obviously needs that help.
Yeah,
not that that's a bad thing, but for as much money as you've gotten over the years, my guy, come on.
Yeah.
Boston has been on a tear. They are currently undefeated in the short season that we have had so far. You know who else has been looking good? I know you were upset about their loss today, but Milwaukee.
Yep. Yeah. Hey man. Dame, best thing that's happened besides Giannis.
Like, yeah, recency bias. He said Dave's the best thing that has happened. I'm gonna edit that and make it seem like that's what you said. Honest hater on the internet.
Yeah, man. Just having that overall shootability that blows Drew's out of the water. Drew was definitely the better defender, and I think that's like kind of showing a little bit more like in the like loss today, for example, against the Hawks, because they lost like 127 to like 111. And that like I think the defense that Drew could provide would basically make the difference. Not to say that Dame isn't a good defender, but Drew definitely was more like willing to go in and do it.
I was just about to say I wouldn't call him a better defender. I'd say like the Drew of old was a way better defender.
Yeah,
Drew is a more willing defender. Dame, he's not even a terrible defender. He's
right.
He's not in it for the defense all the
time.
He's
not as aggressive as Drew.
And because like I said before, like Drew Holiday, last time we saw him playing defense was in the playoffs, getting cooked. Like they kind
Yep.
of, and you don't see him that much at the end of games right now with Boston. So
Yeah. He's at that point where I think all those years of playing hard defense is probably catching up to him.
yeah,
Because like,
he's that not might have he definitely lost a step, but he's a more intelligent defender than most. So
yep. But yeah, man, watching Dame and Giannis play together and like work with each other was just obviously a really cool and fun thing. Like I'm very excited for the rest of the season. Not that the Bucks weren't already basically guaranteed to make the playoffs, but this helps a lot. It feels good.
Yeah. And then that first game, Dame dropped 39, and it was a light 39 because it was almost like you're like, how did he get 39? But he was just hitting, like the game just came to him so easy with
Right.
Giannis on the floor. So he was just hitting shots. I mean, it was real casual, but it was a 39-point game, so it was nice. It was nice.
And I am sorry that it was against your Phillies, but it also felt good.
Yeah, man, life happens.
I only tuned into that game because I wanted to see how Tyrese Maxey was going to play. I wanted to see how the team's going to play without James Harden because it's going to be a long road before we move James Harden.
Oh yeah, no, it is not going to be an easy transition.
Man,
Not at all.
imagine being on the team, being his teammate, or being in the organization. Like that has to be insane. But Dame's clutchness seems like it's exactly what Milwaukee needs, has been looking for, and I don't know how many other people don't consider them the favorites. I understand Denver's the reigning champs, but Giannis has the will of like it's insane. I don't know, and Dame really wants it as well. It's gonna
Right.
it's gonna be good.
Oh yeah.
Lakers contenders.
Uh, I mean, it's one of those things where you're like, well, it's the Lakers, but then it's also one of those things you're like, but it's the Lakers.
Lakers though.
And like I know AD had not performed that like first game. A lot of people were giving him a lot of like grief. They're like, yeah, you're not an all-star anymore. You're not like what you used to be. And it's like, I mean, yeah, fair enough. Like he's been injured a lot, but like when he has been in and been healthy, he's still a forever dominant big man. Because look at him. Like there's nobody that has like the same type of frame, the same type of overall in the paint, and still also being able to be a shooter. I mean, for that big man position, like I would still say he's up there. But yeah, again, rough start. So if he doesn't like step up, it's gonna be tough for the Lakers. Because again, we've talked about it in other episodes when we talk about LeBron. It's getting harder and harder for him to be able to carry a team by himself because he's just seen the wear and tear.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I don't know. I'm gonna probably have to go with not a contender.
Mike.
I don't think so, man. I just don't see, like it seems like AD's having the same issues that he's had last year, you know what I'm saying? And he's not ready to step up, and because I mean LeBron was basically handing over that franchise player
Yeah.
tag to him, but I mean it doesn't seem like he wants it. He's ready to play hard every night. I mean, because when AD's on the floor, it doesn't seem like the team is producing like they need to. It seems like the team LeBron has to be on the floor for the team to be moving, scoring like they need to actually be a contender. And I mean, he can't be on the floor all the time. So, and he can't do it by himself. So, no.
Yep. And I think
No.
like when trade deadline comes around, that team's going to be a fire sale. Like I can almost guarantee it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm inclined to agree with the both of you guys. AD, he has scored over 20 points only one time, which is their second meeting of the Suns. He had 30 points.
Yep.
It's showing, but it was like 17, 15, 15, 13. You know, he hasn't really been showing anything at all. Nothing you guys hadn't said. And I said this last year. I was like, maybe Anthony Davis is just a Rudy Gobert 2.0 because he's great on defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's always going to be great on defense. He shows the extra effort on defense. Just like it tracks back all the way to high school to like college. He never really had that offensive prowess like at all. But in the NBA, like I guess since we like, expect him to do it, he tries to do it every once in a while, but he really doesn't want to.
He's like, this isn't my game.
Yeah, and without that, I don't see them getting the extra firepower they need to, make a playoff run or let alone make it past the play-in tournament.
So, no, because they really don't have anybody else that can step up and be a huge impact that they need.
Yeah, and LeBron James is now the oldest NBA player, so he can't be doing that. He's already on minutes restriction for good reason, but
yeah, exactly. So, nah.
Yeah, I would. It's hard to picture them as like a true contender, especially in like a stacked West, and that's even with the Warriors having their slight fall off because they are nowhere near as efficient as they used to be. Still part like one of the best teams in the West, but you can definitely see and feel that you're like, yeah, like you can like especially with the way they exited the playoffs, like.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know though. This year, the first game they lost, but the last two games, CP3 leading their squad with Curry off the court. Their plus minus is up. I mean, tonight their bench dropped 41. I mean, they're looking good. I don't know. I mean, it could be, what I'm saying, but they was looking tough. I mean, Steph dropped 41 the night before last. Tonight, I think he had 13 the first three quarters, then dropped like 5 threes in a row, fourth quarter. It was ridiculous. But I mean, the squad is looking tough. I don't know if I think with CP3 and being able to calm the young players down, they're gonna make some noise this year that people aren't expecting.
Yeah, Marshall's point, this is probably like their last real go at it.
Oh yeah.
So
100%.
Confused on like the CP3 acquisition, but he's one of the best field generals of all time.
Yep. And again, his last best chance at getting a ring.
Yeah.
Which everyone thought was going to happen with Phoenix, which it really should have happened, but of course not.
Yeah.
I mean, they're terrible with their turnovers. They've been historically terrible with turnovers, and CP3 definitely helps them out on that aspect.
Yeah, I think
definitely going to help them win games in the long run.
I don't even think they're double-digit turnovers in the first 3 games. To start the season, so that's huge for Golden State. They only got like 4 the first game, and like I think 4 against Sacramento. I don't know how much they got tonight, but yeah.
Oh yeah. There's not much more I want to talk about with the NBA. I mean, the Thunder are looking very good, and I'm trying to keep us under time, so I took out the main things we want to talk about. But Chet Holmgren's looking pretty good. Thunder are
NBA wise is pretty much it.
Jay Gildress is looking tough. He's nasty.
Good.
He's almost unstoppable.
Yeah.
Oh, and Zach LaVine dropping 51 points.
Hey, Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
I've always loved him.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, for James Harden, but nobody really wants James Harden like that.
Nope, no one wants that drama.
Nobody wants that toxicity.
Hey, Zoom is telling us it's time for a break, so we will take a break, but we'll be back.
We'll be right back.
Kirk Cousins potentially having torn his Achilles.
Yeah, hate to see it happen. I mean,
yep. And I think the same thing happened to Fitzpatrick for the Steelers.
Yeah. Not a Vikings fan at all, but I like Kirk Cousins, especially after that quarterback show. I think that's kind of how like the general consensus on Kirk Cousins is right now.
Yeah, it's tough to see, especially with that team also losing Justin Jefferson for a few games too, and especially with the way he was performing overall today, like that they whooped the Packers. That was super fun to watch. And like it was also good to see their rookie wide receiver Addison stepping up and basically carrying the slack of Justin Jefferson's injury and everything like that. So yeah, that's such a bummer for a team that truly was on the up and up.
Yeah.
They
had a rough start, but they were looking good.
Also, a fun thing that happened today. Finally got to see DeAndre Hopkins perform. So yeah, Ryan Tannehill benched, and they let Will Levis, the new rookie, start, and he got 3 touchdowns alone to Hopkins. And let me tell you, man, he pretty much proved that he should be the starter, like right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
think that he should as well. But I'm excited about my Eagles. I know it was a rough start. We always have a hard time playing the Commanders, but we got the dub.
You did?
AJ Brown.
Yeah.
That was a sick catch.
The dude is I don't want to say like highly underrated, but he's underrated receiver. Like it's Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson, but they got that speed. He's just like a dominating giant Antonio Gates ass receiver.
Yeah.
He goes up, catch it, great route running, and you can't tackle him. Like you just cannot tackle him. Or to get him down. He always gets a few yards out of the catch. Like
that's a tough cover for anybody.
Oh yeah.
You gotta be scared. And Devontae Smith is kind of the same.
Yeah. Like he's probably one of the speedier wide receivers in the game. Obviously not as fast as like Tyreek or Waddle over in Miami, but still he's pretty fast.
Yeah.
So like he's a great second receiver for that team because he can be kind of forgotten.
Yeah, but he got that dog in him, so we'll always remember him.
Then yeah, man. The Bears are a letdown yet again. Let me tell you, it is not easy because they had me and a significant amount of the fan base convinced that this was going to be a big change, like for the team. Yeah. And I mean, it's definitely a big change that they got worse. Like that's just the cold hard fact about it. Because I was at my buddy John's place watching the first half of the game. John was like, "Are you excited for this?" I'm like, "Not really." like, I'm like, I know they're gonna lose. It's gonna probably be a blowout, and it very much was. Like the Chargers beat the Bears 31-13, and we have this receiver we picked up in the 3rd round. Number 12. His last name is I can't think of his last name right now. It's for good reason because he's terrible. He was wide open.
Oh man.
There was no defender within like 3 yards of him. And he trips and still lands right where the ball is landing. It hits him dead square in his chest, and he can't catch it. And it's like, why? It's like it was a great pass from our backup quarterback who is performing well overall. Don't get me wrong, I would still prefer Justin Fields to be there, but then Justin Fields probably is going to be a Bear next year because this whole team is going to be blown up again.
I don't want any part of this organization.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
like it just it's
So I kind of feel your pain because you guys got the same record as my Giants, 2-6. It's looking bad.
yeah. And you
we're
guys
down
lost Tyrod today too.
We're on our third string, and the ball didn't even let him throw for like like a third of the third quarter, and then the whole fourth. He didn't even throw. When the overtime, it was just, man, I was so sad watching that game.
Yeah.
I was so sad watching that game. I mean, it wasn't a blowout, but it was still it was a sketchy performance. I didn't like the coaching. I didn't like the play. I didn't like anything.
So I watched a little bit of the Bears game and a little bit of the Giants game, and I was like, Jesus, this is not fair. Like,
no, it's pure garbage. It's the same mistakes they keep making as they have proven nothing besides maybe having like one good season as like a defensive coordinator, or Mark Trestman, who apparently is one of the better coaches up in Canada. But like, why does that matter here with the real NFL? So like, and John Fox was supposed to be this defensive guru. Don't get me wrong, he was good at that, but he didn't have a winning record. And also, let's not forget Matt Nagy, who was supposed to be this offensive genius, who actually had somewhat of a winning record, but one of the biggest disappointments in having Mitch Trubisky and Justin Fields, and you couldn't make it work. But you want to know what the Bears did do? They fired one of the like winning coaches. They fired Lovie Smith, who took them to the Super Bowl. They fire him, and then they get rid of one of the all-time best kickers in Robbie Gould, just because they're like, we don't think he deserves it. It's hard, guys.
That's rough. That's rough.
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck.
Jeez.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know what else.
Dude, it's brutal. And then the way I truly feel on the inside, perfectly represented by that all-time famous TikTok of this girl recording her boyfriend, who is a Bears fan. He's decked out in all of his Bears gear, but he's like crying, taking his stuff off, throwing it on the ground. She's like, why are you getting so upset? And she's like, shouldn't my opinion matter in this? And something like that. And he's like, I've loved this team for 22 years. I've only known you for 3 months. That pain.
Exactly.
that level of pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. But 3 months, is that when? Okay. When long enough to be more important than your beloved fandom?
I mean,
3 months is a little early. Like, I don't know. Say it exists for some people, but 3 months seems a little extreme.
It was yeah. It's just one of those things, man, where
you want me to rearrange my memorabilia already? Like, I don't know, man. Like, come on.
3 months? I don't even know if we're gonna make it. Absolutely not.
Moving a little fast is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that emotion he was showing is exactly, yeah, that's what I feel on the inside. But
Yeah.
I was at a friend's house, so I couldn't let it out.
I don't think I feel as quite as sad as you about the Giants because that's kind of heartbreaking. But
Yeah,
I'm in that
yeah.
realm.
So
I'm in the same realm as you.
you know who we all can collectively not feel bad for and laugh at?
The Packers.
The Patriots.
That too. Well, I mean, like, so I enjoyed the Patriots. Not this current team. I'm just a Ty Law fan, and honestly, what Tom Brady did was freaking impressive.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, don't get me wrong, it is kind of a chuckle to just watch them fall apart.
Feel bad for them.
Oh yeah, feels so good. And if Tone is watching this somewhere, ha 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 ha.
Oh man.
I mean, if Bill Belichick ever got fired, whoop-de-doo, it happens to everyone. He'll just retire, hopefully. Like,
Yeah.
he'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna. I think his time with Robert Kraft just needs to end. I think they all just need a fresh start. Very interesting to see what's going to happen. I mean, I definitely think they'll separate at the end of this year.
Yeah.
Because this is just not working. And also, what's his name? Quarterback Mac Jones, terrible person. Like,
Both. Like, just who cares? We shouldn't even spend any more time on the Packers or the Patriots. Who cares?
Yeah.
But the 49ers,
Hey man, lost 3 games in a row.
must say, like, I always got to sit. I'm not a Purdy hater. Don't want to see him do bad. Actually, never called him a bad quarterback. All I wanted to see if he was better than Kirk Cousins or not. So far, he looks like he's a little bit better than Kirk Cousins, but he's not like this super elite like Tom Brady-esque quarterback. So let's take it easy.
Right.
You know, he's been bailed out plenty of times before he's lost or through an interception. A lot of balls that should have been, but he has elite teammates. That squad is beast.
Yeah.
But they have lost
Super tough.
They lost to the Browns. Who they lose to today? I am drawing a blank.
They lost to.
Jeez. Oh, the Bengals. Yes.
Yep.
Bengals. Yep.
Looks like he's back.
That's wild.
But Purdy threw 2 interceptions back to back. You know,
That hurts.
look, he's a normal QB. He's not great yet, if he will ever be. But
It's kind of harsh.
Let's take it easy on this Purdy stuff. Guys. Right? He's not terrible. He's not bad. He's just good.
He's right there in the.
Yeah. I mean, Kirk Cousins was looking really good before he got.
Yeah, until the most recent. Yeah.
That's a shame.
It was.
It might have been his best season.
And also speaking of kind of surprise performances from quarterbacks, I hate to bring it up, but like Dak did pretty damn well for himself.
Guys, look, all right, I'm just gonna settle this right now. Dak is a little bit worse than Kirk Cousins. But he has the ability to play better than all of them, play like one of the best quarterbacks in the league all the time. But he has been on the Cowboys for far too long, so he is a product of the Cowboys. So he's going to fuck it up from time to time. He's going to look like Aaron Rodgers
by default.
time. Like he's just going to look like so great. And then like another thing, like the crying from the Cowboy fans, and then from Dak Prescott, Mike McCarthy, Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones, like, why is everybody always on Dak Prescott? Why is everybody on me? It's you take the most criticism because you're on the Cowboys, the most America's team, most talked about team of all time, most relevant team. And every time you guys lose, or every time you guys win, you guys come out like, see, look at that, look at that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the boys. Then when you lose, you guys make all these crazy excuses. Like just play.
Wild. Yeah.
Like just like everyone takes criticism. You guys are going to take more. Micah Parsons doesn't do you a favor with his podcast, so whatever.
Also true. It doesn't
Very
help.
true.
Yeah,
very true.
It warrants responses.
But also, man, yeah, it's interesting time for. I've been pleasantly surprised. On my fantasy football team, Travis Etienne has been phenomenal. He's been going off from the Jaguars, even though the rest of the team hasn't really been able to keep up with what he's doing. Really, really cool to see that. But then also, we can also talk about the Dolphins. Like they had people worried for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, still a little bit. The jury's still out on them. I mean, I know I called them to be better than, in the beginning of the seasons, our power rankings, I put them at like number 3 or 4 or something like that. And they're still around there. I don't think they're better than the rest, because when they do play tough opponents, they tend to, crack a little bit. So
yeah, it was even shaky against my Giants, and that was odd. So
yeah. Like it's the fast effect. All these fast people, but what do you do when they get real pressure and their defense not the best? I mean, Jalen came back and he's looking good, but let's. I still want to see them do it. I mean,
I don't think they go all the way, but they'll make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, they're probably going to win their division, probably.
Yeah,
more than likely.
I think so, because Josh Allen and them seem like they can't really get it together that well. They're so good, but it's still more the Dolphins, and I would pick the Dolphins.
So, yeah, because I mean, Josh Allen and the Bills didn't do great against the Giants either, and I think they went 9-14. That's like by the hair of your chinny chin chin. So get it together.
The Patriots.
I thought they was gonna blow us out. I was worried, honestly. So that was interesting.
But I wanted to skim up
about
football a little bit. Lamar Jackson, he's looking hot. Baltimore Ravens really good right now. Texans are looking pretty solid. Like, it's kind of crazy.
It took a bit.
Yeah, it did.
Browns, their defense, wow, it's making them win games like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
shout out to the Lions. They having a good season.
Lions, shoot, sleeper Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe next week we'll do a deeper dive on football. I wanted to get into some of these other segments we have here.
Let's do it.
So, Crunchyroll, their library is now fully available on Amazon Prime, which is pretty cool. Well, to those,
that's so good.
To those, you would still have to pay for like a Crunchyroll membership, but you can watch it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because let me tell you, the Crunchyroll app itself is rough. It is so rough. So
that's
why
this is join
up with for it to join up with Prime, which is just a great overall user interface.
Yeah,
it would be so much easier.
Like like that. Oops, we don't know where your video went or whatever it says.
Yep. It happens all the time. You're in the middle of it, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh hey, I know you were watching this, but we have to stop because we can't handle the traffic.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
okay.
I like that move. Pretty good. Next, we have nearly after 3 years, excuse me, ransomware group. The ransomware group that was responsible for the 2020 leak at Capcom had been arrested. The leak contained upon thousands of personal data and the early unauthorized reveal of Street Fighter 6 and Resident Evil 4 remake. I do remember them saying that back in the day, and everyone forgot about it until they talked about them getting arrested, which is
Damn, 3 years is a long time to kind of get away with it.
I mean that's pretty
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Rockstar.
Wow.
Hey, they're always going to keep us on our toes, but like basically everything they've been releasing about GTA 6 looks so good. But it's going to be massive. It's going to take a long time for it to get here. So we just have to be patient. But they're talking about some more Red Dead work too. That looks and sounds awesome. They had to put some projects
Nice.
on hold to get these games out. So there probably won't be a remake to the Bully game, which if you've ever played that, that was just a great story-driven game that Rockstar produced where you're at but you get to choose who you're the bully to. So you can be nice to the good people, but then harass the bad people. Continues to provide.
Now, they are so Rockstar was expected to do the big reveal on GTA 6 next month, but more than likely it's looking like that will be delayed and they will not be getting that reveal out. And if they do not get the reveal out before 2023, the game will probably not be released in 2024. It will probably be out in 2025.
That's not okay.
But we want the game released as soon as possible. But
yeah,
of
not
course,
feeling that at all.
Yeah. So obviously, just like that, a lot of people are super upset about this, but developers, they were just concerned about releasing it so early because it basically is not ready yet.
Right, and no one loves a buggy game.
Yeah.
A lot of that's what
This is
made
very true.
Cyberpunk a big fall off is because it was so glitchy. But then they released patches and everything like that, and they were able to fix it. So taking your time with the game, especially a series like Grand Theft Auto, like it's better for them to take their time because you never want a bad Grand Theft Auto game. Like it would it's like what's the point?
Yeah.
Here you go with making good points. I wanted to be salty about them pushing it back, but yeah, no, that makes sense.
The developers had said they had a big meeting and they said, the reveal would just only put pressure on everyone and, cause them to push super hard to meet all these deadlines, which
Yep, stressed minds make mistakes. So it's just like
it's just it's asking for not the best game possible. I mean, we want the best game possible.
Right, exactly. So they made the right decision. It's not the decision we like, but I guess we appreciate it to a point. Maybe
we can suck it up.
No, so I do want to give you the floor to talk about Spider-Man.
Ooh, yes. Okay.
I mean, I have
Ooh.
not yet. I was about to play last night, and I was like, I'm a little bit too tired. I fell asleep at the menu. Stuff like it.
Oh yeah. No, you want to have all your wits about you because let me tell you, this game, 100% game of the year, no way around it. I truly just blown away by the continuation of the story, but then adding all sorts of new elements and twists to it that it was just, oh my god, like everything about it, down like the story itself, the way it's written, it just flows so well. It gets you sucked into every single character and just providing even more options for some extra DLC and Spider-Man 3, like anything else that's coming down the line. Uh, man, Craven, such a badass. Like he is such a perfect villain to have like be portrayed as one of the main villains in the game. Because let me tell you, they hit on him being a hunter, and that's all he cares about. They talk about his family and how his drive to be the best hunter makes his family super competitive against each other. So his family's continually at war with each other while he's also out here terrorizing New York. His whole group, his like soldiers and like the mechs you have to fight are just they're a great enemy that you get to just fight against. And also the symbiote play is just, oh my god, it's everything I ever wanted out of a Spider-Man game. And also like all the new suits that are coming out, or all the new suits that they released are real cool. I will say they definitely they both have their very different styles. Each of them have suits that are better than the other. But let me tell you, man, they don't disappoint. It's kind of the same system where they have certain requirements to get some suits. Like it's either based on level or basically completing all the achievements you need to do to get the suit. The way that they created and portrayed the symbiote suit for Peter Parker and Venom, it was so wild. If you've ever seen the movie Slither, it's like the symbiote basically looks like all those worm things like meshed together, and then it will even everything out into one like cohesive unit. Also the voice acting, so good. Like that is something that will forever kill a game, is if the graphics look amazing, but the voice acting is what's going to help sell it. And having and they picked the perfect person to do Venom's voice, and man, it was just so good. The guy that did Venom's voice is the same guy who was the original Candyman. I can't think of his name right now, but he has the perfect voice for it. And whew, man, I can go into more and more detail about it, but so cool. And then also they added a lot of cool new web swinging mechanics too, and also just the way you traverse through the city has been revamped, like blown out of the water. So good, so good.
Oh man!
Oh my god!
Wait, sounds super dope.
Yeah, like I mean, tonight. I sat down, like I got it the day it came out. So then that was on Friday, and I wasn't really able to play it that day. So Saturday, I came back from Tanae's and I sat down and I played it all day. Like I didn't stop. I was just so hooked. I was like, oh my god.
That's part of the reason why I haven't started it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to stop in like 20 minutes. I cannot start this game.
Yeah.
Nobody's just gonna run in the room. It's gonna be like, oh my god, Spider-Man. It's like, I usually play the game first, and then me and him can run through so I can let him play. And I don't have to figure out what he has to do. I can just show him where to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then I guess one thing I'll bring up about the game too is there are people that are upset about the Mary Jane Watson missions, which they had in the first one. And it's basically stealth missions, and not a lot of people enjoy them. I get it, whatever. You're playing the game to be Spider-Man, but the director of the game said it best. He's like, people are complaining that MJ is OP and like the missions are useless, like they shouldn't be part of the game. And he's like, if she's OP, I don't care. Fuck it. He's like, it's also that mindset of like, it's like, dude, if you have a problem with a strong woman, like, what are we doing here? Like, what do you have
What are we
way
talking
more?
about?
Yeah. So hey, those stealth
It's
missions were fun.
2023, buddy.
Those stealth missions made me feel more anxious than like anything in that game. Because the way she has to get around and fight, if you really think about it, she's fighting these master hunters and then these symbiote aliens by herself as a human, like with no powers.
Like I never understood that. I heard or I saw it. I think it was like on Reddit or something like that. But I was like, why is everybody so upset? This was in the last game. Mm-hmm. This is literally in the last game, like, or the first game, I guess.
Yeah. You play as MJ in that one, and you also play as Miles before he gets his powers.
Yeah. I don't know. People just get so upset for stupid reasons.
And yeah, I was like, it was such a weak reason. I'm like, okay.
Do shit like this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
People gonna find something to hate about whatever it is. So,
oh yeah, 100%.
It's just the haters coming out and like,
go play that.
You got a nitpick.
That way. Yeah. Game of the year.
Now I want to play it, but I'm afraid to play it because it's gonna consume a whole day. I'm gonna ignore my son and wife and just play. Like, hey, you guys.
Like, hey, this is my time. Go.
You gotta plan it. But speaking of Spider-Man, Insomniac Games, their next big project will be Marvel's Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty excited.
Dude, that first Wolverine game, that it goes through his entire like origin story. Oh god, that game was so much fun. I played that religiously growing up.
Yes.
God, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and the director has confirmed that Spider-Man and Wolverine, the games are in the same world.
Nice.
Yeah, so they were assigned like World 1048 or something like that.
Okay. Dope.
In the same world, so it leaves the door open for a crossover.
Mm-hmm. That'd be a fun one. That'd be so much fun.
That would be cool.
Yeah, and some other developers, they were on, I can't remember where they were on at, but they were talking about, they were asked about this and they were saying, they didn't want to put a lot of pressure on anybody. And so they just gave everybody creative freedom so they can leave the doors open for things like that in the future.
Mm-hmm.
That's at the top of the list. And it's like, okay.
That's nice.
Right?
That's pretty cool.
My attention with the games in general. But yes, please.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Any future games coming up you guys thinking about, looking forward to?
Right now, no, Spider-Man was like the biggest thing I was looking forward to. I guess another like a cool type of feeling, I guess, or like kind of some nostalgia, but a good twist on it. They finally released a true battle royale version of Halo. So now we have that out there, and perfect game for it, I think. I myself, like, my Xbox is broken, and I also just get rocked in Halo. I'm not good at it, so I personally probably won't play, but it is cool to see that it is getting its fair treatment.
Yeah.
I have a Xbox that I use. The other one's in my daughter's room.
Oh, and I guess I sent that video to the chat group. The Pokemon MMO game.
Yes.
That looks so cool. And like I think that's a perfect thing for Pokemon to get into, is that open world, like, massive online play.
How did we not know about this before?
I don't know. Like, thank you, TikTok.
Why? But I don't even know. But I'm happy nonetheless about it. Definitely gonna look
Yeah.
into that like tomorrow. Um, anything else, guys? I don't know what.
Another cool bit of nerd news. The Spawn reboot is now being done by Bloomhouse Productions. So, that's the same group that brought us like Insidious, Get Out, all those kind of newer horror thriller movies that are coming out. They're basically going to be considered classics soon enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very cool. Can't wait to see how they take this turn with Spawn. I don't think they'll drop the ball. But hey, yeah, it's nice to see Spawn being brought back up.
Yeah. That should be so awesome. Bloomhouse. Oof. That's gonna
Mhm.
be good. I love all their shit.
Right. And then
Um,
also live action Gargoyles is in the works too with Disney Plus. Just gonna drop that out there too.
yep. I'm looking
That I'm excited about that.
Mhm.
I
Um,
am.
new anime on Netflix called Pluto.
Oh, that's right. I saw that.
It's like a little darker version of like Astro Boy. So go check that out. I just started it. I'm
Mm.
in the middle of episode one. I'll probably finish that and go to bed. Um, I think that's the Nerdcast podcast, fellas. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that, that
Think
that's
so.
that's all that I got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're here, and I gotta wake up super early, so I was on a time crunch.
Thanks. It's nice to be back with you fellas.
Yeah,
Always good, man.
I've missed you guys.
we
We've
always,
missed you too, man.
but
Yeah,
nerd.
yeah, yeah. Virtual hugs.
Virtual hugs.
All right, nerds,
All right, we're out.
nerd out.
Peace.
Peace.